Hey guys, it's Jessica Fury, host of Dumb Girl Podcast. Tune in every Monday for new episodes. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey guys, it's Jessica Fury, host of Dumb Girl Podcast. We're going to do a solo episode today. I figured because it's spring break and there's so much beautiful weather, seasons are changing. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put together a list of 20 items that can increase your current wellness routine or just increase the energy in your day. Or maybe you're just like going through a time where you're just like, oh, I want to get back into like a better routine. So you can take all of these 20, you can just take one, you can take what you like and leave the rest. So let's get right to it. So, first and foremost, let's just get it right out of the way. And it is meditation. Taking time each day for meditation is just, for me, I found it to be one of the most valuable tools. It's non negotiable for me in my daily routine. And there's so many different types of meditation techniques out there. They're all over YouTube. You can find them on Spotify. There's so many different meditation techniques. There's even walking meditations. You guys can always send me a direct message at Jessica J. Fury and I can send you the meditations that I do. But taking time each day, 10, 20, 30 minutes. Some of the most successful people have said it's been the foundation for their success, taking that time. So number one is meditation. Number two is water, drinking water. And it seems like a little silly, but it's like water. Water increases energy, increases hydration. And most of us have businesses and you don't want to show up to a meeting tired. And just water is like one of those things that just like instantly bring hydration to your skin. A little extra when you add ice. It's like it's perfect. Like it almost makes your skin really glowy. So I'm always drinking ice water. It's just like a perfect energy booster. Number three, working out. Taking 30 minutes to do physical movement is one of the most grounding things you can do in your day. So number three is working out. It's just an essential. Take that time. Number four is affirmations. So I haven't always been somebody who practiced affirmations. Now I have a bunch of Post-its sitting around my bathroom mirror of affirmations. And some people find it to be really helpful to be like, I'm a successful business owner. I'm a successful business owner, or I make $400,000 a year. And these are affirmations that people do. And some may recommend just doing it for like 3 minutes straight throughout 3 minutes straight at any time during your day. If you're like in a slump, I've heard it's like the best time to do affirmations. Sometimes I just like to do it in the morning and I like to journal. I like to write. And a lot of the affirmations that I do, I will tie it into my writing. So, because what you write down gives a lot of power to what it is that you're trying to create. So I like to write my affirmations down. Number five is asking questions. So I think this is an amazing confidence booster. Where it ties into like your wellness routine is because when you can direct your questions based off of a task or something specific that you're trying to do, you create a greater connection to yourself of self-love, self-worth, and self-confidence. But just a little, I guess, 2 cents or like dumb girl exclusive. And I've heard this once before from some of my friends who have very successful businesses. They've said to me, Jessica, don't ask me like 10 questions because I'm going to get, most of those things you can figure out yourself. Out of those 10 questions, find out as much information that you can and then come back to me. And maybe it's one or two questions and then you can expand so much more on that. And a lot of times, especially in like a business relationship or even in an intimate relationship, those one or two questions really help to open up a conversation. Open-ended questions, it really creates that connection to the other person as well as yourself. Number six is complimenting another person. So, giving back is it's almost like the law of karma. Just giving out, you almost receive it back. And if it's like something that really don't do, because you're like, why would I compliment someone or something? I was at a meeting yesterday and just a little tiny little story. And the person that was hosting the meeting was like, a lot of times when I go into a listing appointment, I'll try to find something to connect to the client. And even if it's like complimenting their outfit, it's just like instantly you create that connection. And it does connect to how you feel about yourself, because you're finding that in another person. Again, it's like the law of karma. Just what you're giving out is going to be given back to you. Number 7, disconnect and disassociate once a day. I talk about this all the time. Taking time to yourself to completely disconnect from your phone. Just put it away. Turn it on do not disturb. Do not put it in like you're in front of you. Put it on the side of the room. Put it in a different room, where just get it out of your sight. If you live with someone, whether you're roommates or your husband, your wife, whomever, take that time to yourself, even if it's taking a walk, even if it's just like being quiet, even if it's it, and you're not going to do like the whole TV thing. You're just completely disconnecting. And it is one of the most profound tools that I have added to like my daily wellness routine. Has been so incredibly healing when I was going through like a really challenging time. During the pandemic, I started to do this whole disconnect and disassociate, and it really helped me connect to like a creative space, which is where I created the podcast. So disconnect and disassociate once a day. It's incredible. You will love it, actually. Number 8 is gratitude. We hear about it all the time. We're like, oh, be grateful. Oh, I'm just be grateful. It's almost like, oh yeah, I'm just grateful. But, gratitude is the medicine. It's healing, and it creates and manifests anything that you're looking for or looking to bring into your experience. And you could be grateful for a job opportunity. You can be grateful for a $30 million listing. Just tie it into something. You can also be grateful that you're with the company that you're with, or your partner, or your health. Just finding even like 5 to 10 things to be grateful for. And this you can do any moment of any day. I have a client, and she does it first thing in the morning. She opens her eyes and she finds something to be grateful for. I have another client, and they do it before they go to bed. They just think of 5 things that happen in their day, or just 5 things in general before they go to bed. Number 9, I love this because I find it to be the most incredible confidence booster. And coming from a background of fitness and wellness, I have told tons of clients to do this because it is so just incredible just how you feel in your body. And number 9 is wearing things that only make you feel good. It sounds silly, but wearing things that only make you feel good will attract those opportunities. It'll attract a partner. It'll attract how you feel about yourself. Because if it doesn't look good on your body, and everybody has different body shapes, give it away. And it's like, again, the law of karma. Giving out, you're going to get back. And so find the things that look good on you, colors on you, wear more of those things, because it will bring out other parts of you in your personality, in your figure, in your makeup, just how, whatever it is that you're coming with, it will literally, even guys, like they'll wear certain shirts and you see like their muscles, it will make you look 10, even 100 times more confident. It's like almost showing up, like closing the deal because of how you look physically, like how those clothes or how you put together your outfit. So wearing something that makes you feel good and only makes you feel good. Saying I love you in the mirror. I have not done this exercise at all at probably until the last year. I listen to a lot of business and wellness podcasts out there. And every time I would come across a podcast and they would talk about saying I love you in the mirror. And I'm like, this sounds so silly. Like, it sounds so silly. Like, it's easier for my partner. Like, when you're thinking, you're like, oh, it's easier for me to say it to a person than say it to myself. But every time that I would listen to a business podcast or I listened to a wellness podcast, they would always talk about saying I love you to yourself in the mirror in the morning, or, if you're not feeling yourself, and we all have those days, like saying it to yourself, eye to eye, you in the mirror, saying I love you. And I don't do it every day, but I have done it. And I don't know, it feels kind of good because it's like my business is my responsibility and how I take care of myself is my responsibility. And it's an energy of self-worthiness and self-confidence to be like, you know what? I love myself enough to create what I want in my business. And with that thought alone, having that connection to love and self-love is like such an incredible thing to increase your own well-being, your confidence, your self-worthiness, and everything that you want for your business and your relationship. Number 11, learn to give yourself what you want. And what I mean by this is, and this may sound like really like a cliche, like if you're tired, take a nap. If you're frustrated about something, put it down and just step away from it. You know, if you're feeling sad about something, do the complete opposite. If somebody said something and you want to react to it, don't. We're instinctual, and sometimes our first instinct is to react. But most of the time, like if you just pause and you just give yourself what you need, which most of the time is just like, let me just step away for a second. Let me just throw on a podcast, throw on a song that I like, just go do a workout, just go work on something different. Maybe you just got into an argument with a friend or your spouse or your husband or your wife. You're like, just step away from it for a second, whatever it may be, and go do almost doing the complete opposite. And it just increases so much of like your energy, like positively. And it just like detaches you from any like resentments or just like negative thoughts that immediately can just come through. And most of those things will come from a place of just beating ourselves up. So learn to give yourself what you want. It's just so healing. So just think of it that way. Like, again, the law of karma, like giving yourself what you want. Maybe your partner's like, just give me a second. You would want to just respect that. Number 12, surround yourself with those and things that will lift you up. And this is, I think I've heard this in The Secret, the law of attraction. It's like, if you want to create a successful business, surround yourself with successful people. Read books, listen to podcasts, surround yourself with things that you want to create. Surround yourself with people, listen to things, write things down. Maybe give your home a refresh. Maybe there's too much clutter. Maybe you just need to just get rid of stuff and surround yourself with things that are making you feel good. It's like if you're holding on to something and it's sort of draining, like kind of let it go. So with this, surrounding yourself with things that are positive, like if things that make you feel good, like taking a walk, being in sunshine, going by the beach. If you live in California, Los Angeles, we're so close to the water. Just taking that time, surround yourself with like those things that are going to make you feel good. And even if it's like, I want to be like dumb rich, let's put it that way, you know, surround yourself with things that are going to make you feel good as opposed to drain your energy of lack. And I heard that this morning. It's like, if you're going to listen to something or open something that's going to like drain you of like feeling that you're in debt, then go listen to something that's going to teach you about investing. Do the opposite. If it's draining your energy or just bringing your mood down, do the complete opposite. Surround yourself with those and things that are going to lift you. Number 13, listen to 528 Hertz. I told one of my friends about this because she's not really into meditating, and I was telling her that listening to 528 Hertz, it's a type of frequency that really helps just to relax your mind. And even though meditation was number one on this list, listening to 528 Hertz, even on a walk, just has the equal benefits to meditation because it helps to just relax your mind. It also helps to open up your creative space and just really ground you. Number 14, sort of just to piggyback off of that creative space, and that is finding a creative outlook. For me, it's my podcast, and also it's photography. Everybody has a creative outlook. Everyone has a creative outlook. And if you're a parent, you have kids, sometimes people find creative outlooks by doing creative things with their kids. Find what works for you, but everyone has a creative outlook. And even if you may not have time during the work week when you're extra busy, find time in the week to even carve out like a half an hour, because the more that you take that time, again, disconnect and disassociate, this can almost, you can tie in the two to do that in your creative space. And that's really gonna like, I don't know, like I love it because my well-being is something I value. It's one of my values, like taking care of myself externally and internally, from my mental health to every part of my organs, to what I eat, to what I drink, to what I feed my mind with. And finding a creative outlet is almost the same exact thing as working out. Like, you take care of your physical body. And in the episode with Dan Gukin, the creator of the Dummy series, he even spoke about it. Like, we do so much work that we have to work the opposite side of our brain, which is the creative outlook. So number 14, finding that creative outlook. Number 15 is to take an ice cold shower or bath. I am not a fan of the cold, and I come from New York, and it is cold. And I actually have the owner of the Blue Cube Tubs coming on the podcast shortly, and we talk about like some people just jumping into like 36 degrees. Some of the realtors at my firm, they jump into the ocean, and it is on my list. And I was actually at the gym today, and I met Andrew Huberman. He's like this huge doctor with Stanford. If you guys don't know about him, he's like the wellness doctor times 1,000. Like, he's so smart. He really just like dives into every area of wellness. He's such a great follow. And even his podcast is just amazing. And I asked him, and we were just talking like really fast today at the gym, and he said cold showers, cold baths. He's like, that is amazing. Like, it's just so good on your like your mental health, anxiety, depression, even waking your body up. It's good for energy. It's good for your skin. Like, I ice roll, and just like the ice is really good just to like tighten and give you that glow look. And yeah, so taking a cold shower, it's supposed to be 2 to 3 minutes, but I have a whole episode coming up for you guys. It's like cold plunging, just exclusive. Think of it that way. So taking a cold shower. Number 16 is eating healthier. So I love this time of year because I feel as if like everything around you is kind of pointing out eating healthier, salads, fruits, vegetables, hydration. But eating healthier, like the first thing that I always think of is like, I want energy in my day. Like, we all get tired and we want to take a nap, and I'm a huge coffee drinker. But the food that I eat, I have to know it's going to give me hydration and it's going to nourish me. So I know that, yeah, we all like to eat stuff like burgers and fries. I'm the first person to be like, oh my God, yes. But on a day-to-day basis, your energy is key. And even like your skin and your hair and your nails and like that glowy look, like women were really into like our skin looking like really glowy and healthy. And most of it is what you eat, like how much water you drink. I'm a huge advocate of cold water, but like what you eat, what you drink, it's just going to show up in everything that you do, like even your energy. And just keeping this in mind, you have a business and you have a meeting and you want to knock that meeting out of the park. The last thing that you want to do is like eat something that's just going to like drain your energy and just give you like that weird brain fog. So eating healthier. Number 17, journaling. I've been a writer for a long time, and I don't put myself on a pedestal, but it was because of the pandemic that it put me back into a place of journaling, and I'm super grateful for that. I did The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. It's like a 12-week course, and it's to open up spiritual creativity. It's not a spiritual book, but it just has you do these different exercises each week to just open up your spiritual creativity. And we all have that creative outlook that we want to just open up, and maybe it's been a while. So journaling has been really helpful for me. I used to journal every day, but some days it's just really busy. We're just busy and we just want to fit everything in. But journaling is something that I try to do at least once a day. I'll do gratitude. I do 3 pages. And in The Artist's Way, they talk about morning pages was just 3 pages. Totally just read it. Like, or order it on Amazon. Send me a DM and I will send you a copy so you don't have to get it yourself. I'll just send you one. But the morning pages, I'll do it throughout the day, sometime in my day. Even if I'm doing like affirmations, I'll write it in my journaling. Sometimes I write out my business. And I do that multiple times because it is said that if you write it down, your manifestation or something that you want to create futuristically or even presently, you want to bring it into your present life, and you want to give it energy and you want to give it life, you have to give it your thoughts and you have to write it down. And we hear it so many times, write it down, write it down, write it down. But it's like the moment that you take that time, and you can totally journal during like the time that you're doing like disconnect and disassociate. Like all these things just like tie in, but it's just a way of increasing your own well-being, self-confidence, and self-worth. And I'm such a huge advocate for all of these things because we are all worthy of having successful businesses. Sometimes it just takes a little like extra, and journaling is definitely one of those things where it's just like I get to just create what I want and you get to create your own reality, and maybe just writing it down is such a great place to start. Number 18, taking a walk. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Just taking a walk. It's extremely grounding, and the energy of the sun actually is really good to help with like the cortisol levels and your circadian rhythm and your brain, just all the things. So taking a walk, even with your partner, even listening to 528 Hertz, you can totally just tie in so many of these things when you're taking a walk, but it's one of the most grounding things. It also is a form of like moving meditation. So taking a walk is just essential. And I love this time of year because it's just, there's no excuse. And thank God we just stopped raining. Okay, number 19, being in service. So I just did an episode with the creative director of the NFL, and we were just talking about building a brand. And when we were off camera, we were also just saying that, when your intention is to give back to a consumer, to a client, to a patient, whatever line of work that you're in, even to your partner, when you're in service and your intentions are to give back to others, your wealth, the money that you want to make, the success that you want, the love in your relationship that you want, the health that you want in your body is going to tenfold. It's just going to open up. And it's one of those things where it's like the more present we become in our day, like today, the more present we become, the more open and willing and detached we become for the unknown and maybe the things that we maybe are fearful. We all have fears. And I heard once before that like fear is this acronym of false evidence appearing real. And sometimes I kind of like have to check myself, but being in service and having that at the forefront of your minds, like I want to create this successful business and I want a team and I want it to look like this and I want to make X amount of dollars. And I want to do this because I want to be able to give back service and whatever that looks like. And that you can even piggyback off the previous one with journaling. Last but not least, this is actually one of my most favorite things is sleep. I love sleep. I love sleep. I love it. I love it. I love it because it's so important. Your brain just feels so much better. You just like refresh. You just hit the refresh button. I mean, that's what sleep means to me. And I listen to a lot of Abraham Hicks, and she says that sleeping is a form of reassuring your manifestations, and you wake up the next day having that energy of knowing that you have a whole new day to create that. And I mean, with that alone, I hope that you do get some extra rest. You do get that sleep. I know some of you guys that tune into the podcast, you have kids, and we definitely have that work-life balance going on with Dumb Girl Podcast. I hope you guys really enjoy this list. I think it's just such a great save. Like you do just save this episode and pick whatever you need and just tie it in. And you guys know that you can always reach out to me. I'm all about this shit. Like I'm just like, how can I just be in service to another person and just give back? And Dumb Girl Podcast is like top on my list. I'm like, it's such a great platform where so many people can just tie in like every area of wellness to their self, to their business, to their partner, and the business being a reflection of what they do internally for their internal work and even their relationship. It's all connected. And with that, I will say thank you so much for listening. You can follow me at Jessica J. Fury. You can follow the podcast at Dumb Girl Podcast, and you can follow my real estate page at Jessica Fury Real Estate. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon.